Hi, Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel on Aka Design. Well, here we are doing another book haul video. I'm so glad that you've joined me. I hope that whether you're here on purpose or by accident, that you have chosen to subscribe, and we'll keep on coming back for the other content on my channel, besides just hauls and books. So let's get right to this. This is a oh, I left my good ruler at the other desk. This is a landscape book, Trails in the Sunset. It's got a dust jacket, and you can just tell by the look of it that it's going to be an oldie but a goodie. 8 3/4 by 10 3/4. Let's just see how I'm situated here. Okay. Provided to your school library by the Alberta Weed Pool. Now you can tell already the paper has a bit of a gloss to it. This is 1983, so I guess that grain company must have been celebrating their 60 years in the province. So, of course, there are some beautiful photos, and they're not terribly glossy. Some, whatchamacallit, graphite pencil kind of things. Little sketches, like so, short descriptions. And I suspect, I'm almost positive that I have this book. So it will be easy to cut one of them up for sure. I wonder if I've started. One of the first types of journals that I did, given that we are grain farmers in Alberta, was a couple of farm journals. And one of these days, not that don't think I'll ever be running out of video ideas, but one of these days I do want to show you some of my early journals. Number one, I want to see what I did. And number two, I am positive that there have been moments of insight and growth since I did them. So a book like this is a good combination of small things that text type things that could be cut out and used to decorate something. Nobody wants to read a whole page of text, let's be honest. So, little bite size, a sentence or two is good. Photos that can be folded. Okay, let's see, if we folded this one in half and made it a signature page, we would have that on the other side with a curling rock. So a book like this, if you can find one, is, not this book exactly, but, similar, will give you material for months. Months. Okay, let's keep going. Whoopsie. This is a book. Now, it's clearly dated. 11 1/4. So, there are books that are dated and there are books that are antique, 8 3/4 wide. And then sometimes we're not quite sure what to do with some of these books. But however, I did notice Marie Browning was the author. I have a lot of her books because long before junk journaling was a thing, and, even before that, even after junk journaling became a thing and I was in the dark and didn't know it was a thing, I was amassing a library of reference materials on bookbinding and specialty books and stuff like that. What is this? And so Marie Brown, I have several of her titles. And of course, I don't know why I'm doing this, but anyway, I've begun, so let's see what the cover looks like. You know, once you kind of get someone's name stuck in your brain, you tend to look for that person's titles again and again. But then you also begin to start recognizing some of the images and realizing, oh, that was in the last book too. So sometimes maybe there's a downside to collecting a certain author's works. Anyway, the reason I thought this was A-okay is because it was priced right, and because I thought there were many images that could be used. I'm sure that there are... Oh, I didn't know she lived in Canada. Or back in the day did, anyway. What year? 99. Anyway, so there are projects in here that involve the kinds of things that you and I are doing. So, you know, sometimes if we believe that there's nothing new under the sun, it's just old ideas, you know, revamped and recycled and remembered, then books like this, I remember doing this very thing, making Christmas ornaments out of old Christmas cards when I was a kid. Don't know if that was a home idea or a school idea, but anyway, I did want to take the time to look through this and see if there are any ideas that need to be resurrected and made new again. So that was the reason that Marie made the cut. Maybe I'll do these. Someone obviously hand printed that. I don't know. I guess that, well, you can see the spine is discolored. That's not uncommon. Birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, food and game fishes, seashells, principal marine invertebrates. So we know I have a weakness for field guides. I mean, that has been established. So 1959. And this is a cute little book. I mean, clearly it's in excellent condition. 7 1/4 by 4 1/2. It could be, it could be easily taken apart and be repurposed. So there are, you know, little black and white drawings that could be fussy cut or the index, which I always love. And then, oh, well, black and white plates. Probably not as many colored ones as we might hope. Look at all those fish. Okay, finally some color. Shore life. Seashore life. More of the same. Clams. Snails. You know, one thing, I would like to know something. If you know the answer, tell me. We have a large body of water on our farm. It did not exist, you know, before 2001. But the hole is there as a result of a gravel pit, a gravel excavation. So because it was spring fed, it just filled up on its own with water. So there's a bit of a kind of a sandy beach. It's not sloped or anything. It's not landscaped and sloped, so you could have a beach. But tell me, how did snails get in there? How did those other little water creatures get in there? Was I absent that day in science? Like, how is this possible? How do things that presumably live in water get into a body of water when it was not a body of water prior to that? If you know the answer, put it in the comments. Salamanders. We've had a salamander around the house here. We have garter snakes. And, you know, for some reason, I'm less repulsed by things like that. I wouldn't pick them up, but I'm less repulsed by amphibians and things like that than I am by hairy little vermin like mice. Okay, you've seen enough, and you've heard enough too, no doubt. This book is in mint condition, and I mean mint condition. I don't know if it's ever been opened. Conversational Ukrainian by Yaroslav Vujic. Oh, gonna hear some creaking. Not a mark in it. It was copyright 1959. This would be 1987. Now, when I was taking Ukrainian in 10, 20, 30 in high school, this was our textbook. And of course, oh, somebody did open it. Or at least it was, somehow this one page got damaged. It was, position of the tongue and lips in pronouncing Ukrainian sounds. Anyway, you know, it's one of those, and that's a beautiful page with the Cyrillic alphabet. It's one of those things, use it or lose it. And so this may, in fact, be my third copy. So, again, I don't know that there's a market for these. Oh, a little kink here. It would be very heavy to ship, I do know that. But maybe I need to start ripping one up. Then this one, I would think, is German. Is that Gesundheit? A Brockhaus. Brockhaus. Der Gesundheitsbrockhaus. Kind of a nice end paper. Okay, what have we got? Mit. Apparently German is one of the easiest languages to learn. 1951 on this one. The pages are really quite lovely. Okay, so this is, is this a no, it must be more than a dictionary. Because those are, yeah, it's like, I guess it's like a little encyclopedia. And I don't know, well, there are some plants there. I thought there seemed to be quite a bit of anatomical stuff in here. Like the ear, the nose. Now, why would there be a plant? I don't know why there are plants, but anyway, nice patina. What is this orange? Oh, I didn't even know this was here. Okay, there's a rib cage. There's a GI, well, I guess the respiratory system too. The heart and the ventricles, kidneys. I love stuff like that. Oh, and here's the legend explaining which organs are which. So that's a very nice book and also very, very heavy. Okay, let's go on to something lighter. Florence. Now, I've never been to Florence, but I think many of us appreciate, that's just cardboard. Many of us appreciate some of the visuals that are part of that city. 1961. So obviously a lot of chapels, cathedrals, churches, sculptures. So this would be a great little book to cut up and use for decorating something if a person was kind of wanted these ornate, artistic kind of images. David. It's hard to imagine the workmanship, the resources, the time that went into doing some of these structures that are hundreds of years old, when sometimes we see buildings go up and get thrown up in, you know, a year or so. And maybe that's no wonder that they are more, shall we say, disposable. You know, it's kind of sad when a building's lifespan is up at the age of 50 or so, or often before that even. I was going to say that maybe this guy needs rhinoplasty, but anyway, he's probably okay with his nose. Anyway, yeah. Okay, my future listography. All I hope to do in lists. This book is not clean. It has sort of that thicker, almost fabric-y feeling cover. Looks like canvas. Again, this kind of book is more of interest to me. Oh, that guy's wearing 3D glasses. And then this is a little person, what do you call that? Not bungee jumping, but, zip lining. So basically, all these blank pages that a person can use to back things. And if you happen to like some of the images, a bonsai, for instance, then, you know, obviously there is what to cut out as well, to fussy cut. Some of this stuff is, okay, that's chakras, but that's not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen about chakras, let me just say that. So that is really the only benefit to that book. Okay, learning about our families. Isn't this a cool cover? Not just because it's got a couple of my favorite colors on it. 9 by 7.5. Somebody ripped that card out of there, or that pocket out of there. These are fairly elementary looking illustrations. But, oh. So I wonder why those are different. I guess if I looked at the beginning of the book, I'd probably find out. Maybe it's a culmination of different books and illustrators. Oh, so they have 4 different names here for illustrators, and the date is 1962. So, I mean, I don't think most of us need to be convinced that these books are awesome. Cute little pharmacy. Oh, it looks like it's visiting different families. visiting a garage, visiting a French family, learning about water, learning about an Indian family, visiting a bank, learning about roads, learning about telephones, visiting a dairy farm. I like that color. Okay, I have a few more to go here. The Complete Encyclopedia of Television Programs, 1947 to 1976. Now, the part that was a little bit disappointing to me is that this is just volume 1. And you know what my theory is about that. So it's 10 by 7 and a bit. Is that quite often if somebody is going to donate a book, chances are that there are going to be other related books or other books by the same author. However, I could not find any other volumes, and I have no idea how many there are. Now, if this is volume 1 that covered up to 1976, let's see what the publication date was, 1976. Who knows? Maybe there was never a sequel done. The pages are nice. The paper is nice. I just wish that there were more illustrations. Because frankly, that is what's going to make the Dennis Weaver. That is what is going to, either bring back memories or not. Julie Andrews. The Joe Franklin Show. Of course, we didn't all get the same shows either. The Jimmy Dean Show. Jimmy Durante presents the Lennon Sisters Hour. The Jetsons. J.P. Morgan Show. I don't know who that guy is. It Takes a Thief. Look how young Robert Wagner was there. Okay, It's Always Jan. See, a lot of these don't mean a thing to me. The Islanders. Must be because I'm so damn young. Okay. This guy sure looks familiar. Now is that, well, okay, left to right, that is Mike Farrell. Hullabaloo. Huckleberry Hound. Hotel de Paris. Honey West, don't know who that is. The Hair Bear Bunch. Some of these things probably didn't last very long either. Hawaiian Eye. Connie Stevens. Harry's Girls. Harrigan and Son. Green Hornet. Glynis. The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. Gidget. Get Smart. I love that show. I don't know if that's an exact quote or if I misquoted, but when I am in a group setting or even with one other person and I'm about to share something highly confidential, I just invoke the Dome of Silence because he always referred to, I'm pretty sure he said the Dome of Silence. And in fact, this thing would come down over them so that they could speak confidentially under it. George Burns and Gracie Allen. Fugitive. Wasn't there a remake of that not so long ago? F Troop. See what I mean? Oh, the Flintstones. Yabba Dabba Doo. Yabba Dabba Doo. Felony Squad. And of course, FBI. F from Simbalis Jr. That's a name that you're not likely to ever forget. Father Knows Best. Farmer's Daughter. Anyway, obviously this is a lot of flipping for not very many pictures. Okay, Ann Landers. I was a devoted reader of hers. This column is from 1978. Cheyenne. Anyway, I thought the Brady Bunch. I thought that Big Valley, that, you know, Bewitched. Obviously, a person could cut out all these images and it wouldn't be much of a hardship because there aren't that many. Barbara McNair Show. Avengers. The Adventures of Superman. George Reeves. No idea who that is. Addams Family. Morticia. Was that girl's name Wednesday? And then there was Cousin It. And that hand. What was that hand's name? Anyway. Okay. The Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady. Now you have seen me show this book. This is probably the third time. And because this book is in mint condition and because it is so gorgeous, I bought yet another copy. And I think that I will, because it's not particularly thick, probably fit that into an envelope. I think that I might list this one in the Maker's Market and on my coffee shop, simply because it should be in someone's hands. Sewn in signatures, nice pages, a variety of verses and little things that could be punched out, and watercolor type drawings, and, you know, little things for fussy cutting, plus sewn in signatures. I know a lot of people do pansy journals, so I would say watch for this one to be listed. I will, though, go and get, is that, oh no, that's the jacket. I was going to say, is that a slight bit of damage? Let's see what the little cover looks like. It's just plain, sort of cream colored. Of course, the postage is the thing. So I'll see what I can do as far as that is concerned. Okay, this is another one of those that feels sort of like a canvas almost. Plant, sow, make, and grow. Mud-tastic activities for budding gardeners. 10 3/4 by 9 1/4. Isn't that cover? Doesn't it just make you happy? Here we are in the throes of winter, but we can already imagine those things growing. Kind of cool with the root systems. Those must be potatoes. Okay. 2019, so it's not old at all, really. But look how interesting these pages are. There's so much visual interest here. Make seed bombs. Frost and cold weather gardening. Keep stems for next year's garden poles. Oh, I guess if a sunflower stalk is tall enough to grow 10, 12 feet, it can certainly hold its own. Keep seeds for next year. Make a fall wreath. Carve a pumpkin. Harvest root crops. Those beets and carrots are good enough to eat. Look at a nice page like that. So I imagine, is there a, yes, there's the winter one. They must have these out there for birds. Okay, leaf artwork. Oh, bees, our friend, the bees. Summer, lush, bright. And then spring. That's another nice one. Okay, this one and then two more and we're done. Creative Make and Do Activities Series 1. And again, you can tell by the typography and the way this looks that it is old. 11 3/4 by 9. So it is, you know, that sort of soft, buff colored paper. Oh, I should look for a year, 1941. Black and white, obviously. A lot of cute illustrations, different, you know, typewriter font and then something else, and a larger, different font for a title. What if you've always been wanting to make pipe stem cleaner dolls? I would say pipe cleaner dolls, but paper circle cutouts, window decorations, imitation block prints. Okay, what are they saying? White, small sponge. Oh, nice. Spring flowers. Isn't that so beautiful? It's not white, but boy, I can see that going into my black and white journal. Yellow-bellied sapsucker. Red-headed woodpecker. Kingbird. Make a wren house. Arbor Day poster. Using corrugated paper. Crayon etching. Shadow portraits. Washington. Valentine party. Valentine's. Lincoln puzzle. Snowflake design. Eskimo crafts. Health booklet. Health picture story. So that's really cool. Now, if you have seen Angela, the traveling crafter, do a couple of videos, she was practically caressing and gushing over some Uppercase books that she had. Yes, books. I don't think she showed any magazines, or maybe she did, but books for sure. So, of course, I have a birthday coming in March, so naturally that is going to be on my wish list. So, Uppercase is a Canadian publication published in Calgary. I haven't read their backstory to see exactly how long they've been around. Oh, see this? I couldn't find a date when I was buying this, when I discovered this, but 2013. So it's 11 years old. So it is a feast for the eyes. It features different people's creative endeavors. Its layout and its you know, sort of the way the photography and all of that is hugely interesting. Like, look at this. This is a reflection through those sort of rose-colored glasses. Okay, this isn't just a magazine. You can find those anywhere. Uppercase is an experience. The uncoated paper, that inky smell, the engaging content. Our readers are more than a passive audience. You are our muses, collaborators, and contributors. And even though we're in our 4th year of publishing, okay, so that would have been 2011, We're still a small independent publication that needs your support. With intelligent content, beautiful design, and high production values, we hope to entice you to collect each issue and renew your subscription. Well, it so happened after Angela was showing those books, and it was just like, you know, one beautiful thing after another, I finally went to their website. Oh, incidentally, I am positive that at one point my daughter gave me an Uppercase book, softcover, that she got at a conference. And I've added it to my list of missing items because I have looked in every logical place and cannot find it. It has to be here somewhere, or else maybe she just talked about giving it to me and maybe I misbehaved and didn't get, like, I don't know what the story is, but I have to track that down. Anyway, I went to the website and son of a gun, if there isn't a sale on right now where they bundled a number of titles and, at a more attractive price. Now, the books are expensive. There's no other way to say it. But, in case you haven't noticed, I don't have any other vices. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Like, if the worst thing I buy is books, well, I'm practically an angel. So, again, I'm kind of piddling around here, but you can see that, and of course, layouts have come a long way, even in the 10 years since this was printed. So it looks like they focused on some books there. Here's something really old from 1908. Miniature billboards is the article. So this is clearly something that I want to read. And obviously, troglobites, cave creatures. Clearly, I want someone to buy me some of those books for my birthday. Because my husband and daughter are always asking for ideas. So, hey, I will give you an idea. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And it makes me feel better if they can save money in the process. Oh, it says this is a painting. I would have guessed that that's a piece of amethyst. It's a smoky quartz, I'll have you know. I collect gems and rocks and that sort of thing. I have a floor vase, a clear floor cylinder vase. And when I was walking far more regularly than I do now, I would bring home a rock or two or a few from every walk. So this cylinder is filled up with these rocks, of all kinds of sizes. Those little smooth black ones that look like, Smarties, flat and smooth and round. The jaggedy ones, the ones with a little bit of mica in them that are, reflective, depends how the sun catches them. Not reflective, but they sparkle. So it doesn't take much. Look, so those are just clips. Crayola. Stamps. It doesn't take much to make me happy, let me just say. Anyway, so I have those rocks, and then, of course, I have crystals and gemstones and stuff like that. And a number of books on healing crystals and so on. Anyway, I should be going a little faster with this. Painted pebbles. That's beautiful, too. Okay, so what are they using here? This is somebody from... Oh, no, that's the photographer from San Francisco. The campaign probably doesn't tell us how. And look at these gemstones. I love them. This is visual candy, people. Denison gum stars. Okay, and this is the other one. So this, okay. So apparently at that point, I don't know what it is now, this was being printed quarterly, I think I read somewhere. So this one, since it is the number before, oh, that's a bummer. Why would they repeat that design, that inside cover? Oh. Love it. Let's get that other postcard. Okay. Let's start from the back here. An artist's scrapbook. Shares his catalog of inspiration. Beautiful. And isn't that exactly what we're doing? Collage. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely love craft room, art room, studio tours on YouTube. And I love that those Somerset studio titles in her studio, or wait, where she creates or something like that. I have a few of those, but again, they're so expensive. I have a few books like that, and I love them. There's no denying that I love them. Huh. Assemblage. Some of this is too far out for my taste. Oh, those are corks. Okay, I gotta speed up here. This is the closest I've come to flipping through this. I haven't done it, but now that I've shown you, oh, I would like one of these printer, these boxes that typesetters used. So far, I haven't bitten the bullet to pay for it. And the worst of it is, I'm running out of wall space to hang anything. Maybe one day there will be one in my future. Does this look like our tables, except maybe a wee bit cleaner? Maybe she's working, or he or she's working on a ransom note. Frozen wire staples. Frozen wire staples. I don't know what that means. Anyway, Cutomania. Scrapbook in the age of mechanical reproduction. We are all scrapbooks, and happy is he who has his pages systematized, whose clippings have been culled from sources of truth and purity, and who has them firmly pasted into his books. E. W. Gurley. And that was somebody said that in 1880. So any of us who've been lucky enough to score an old-time scrapbook know that, yep, they sure glued stuff down. I don't think I ever showed you. This guy was in the services, in the armed services, and even glued in some gloves or some tiny little kid mittens. Well, I guess he didn't do it. His mother did, and he had menus from around the world and currency from around the world. Anyway, guys, I will stop there because, well, I've gone on a long time. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this. I would ask that if you have, you give me a thumbs up and you subscribe and hit the notifications bell and continue to come back and see what is happening next. Thanks. Bye-bye.